Okay, so today my sister and myself are going to be making a You Know You're Cuban if or when video. Okay, so you know you're Cuban when people ask you if Fidel is still alive.
What? So, you know you're Cuban if your favorite song es El Caballo Viejo.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban when breakfast consists of pan con huevo frito y café con leche.
So, you know you're Cuban if you always say, en Cuba no pasa eso, o en Cuba será mejor.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban if you know the meaning to no da pie con bola.
So, you know you're Cuban if your ideal of formal is wearing a guayabera.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban when your baby smells like agua de violeta.
So, you know you're Cuban if you say words like, oye, o ven acá, when you're next to the person.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban when your favorite Sunday sport is playing dominoes.
So, you know you're Cuban if you use words like hacer, mi socio, consorte, y que bola within the last week.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban if your retirement fund is buying a lotto ticket every Sunday.
So, you know you're Cuban if you use words like bipeame, faxeame, chipeame, typeame.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban if you have a chemical dependence on Cuban coffee after every meal.
So, you know you're Cuban if you tell everyone you had central AC in your house in Cuba.
Okay, so you know you are Cuban if your wife uses really big rollers in her hair.
So, you know you're Cuban if you tell your wife or your mother, ay, dame un poquito de café y tráeme un poquito de agua.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban when you criticize the way other Hispanics speak.
So, you know you're Cuban if at every birthday party there's like an assortment of pastelitos de carne, guayaba, croquetica y bocadito placed en la mesa next to the cake so they come out in la foto for your primos en Cuba.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban if you have a peculiar passion for wristwatches.
So, you know you're Cuban if you leave the house of your mami, your tía, your abuela smelling like sazón, bistec empanizado y platanitos maduros.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban if you eat arroz con picadillo at least once a week.
So, you know you're Cuban if there's a huge picture of your sister 15 on a wall in your living room.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban if you have Santa Bárbara, San Lázaro, or la Virgen de la Caridad in your living room.
So, you know you're Cuban if when you have un dolorcito de barriga, tu abuelita te hace un purecito de malanga y te da tilo de manzanilla con anís.
Okay, so you know you're Cuban if every New Year's you wait until las 12 to eat 12 uvas.
So, you know you're Cuban if your mom's is mad at you and she's like, me tienes la vida obstina, me tienes la vida hecha un yogur.
Okay, so that was the end of our You Know You're Cuban if or when video. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Mwah!